Hey there, good morning. Time now 11:03. Your digital weather now. We begin with a look at temperatures. This is kind of the story today, and for the next few days, we're going to have some pretty warm weather in the kind of around the coastal empire and the low country as high pressure has built in, and that is sinking air, squashing the clouds, allowing the temperatures to heat up. So we're going to be abnormally warm for October by October standards here through at least Saturday, and really the warm weather looks to stick around into at least early next week, if not just a touch longer. Right now, current temperatures in the 80s pretty much everywhere. 81, a cool spot in Baxley. 83, Hazelhurst. 84, though, the city of Savannah on the west side. 86, St. Simons. So you get the picture. It's warm out there, not necessarily unpleasant at the moment. Humidity a little bit elevated, but beginning to mix on out as temperatures heat up. And notice, humidity highest in the mornings. By the afternoon, as we heat up with all the sunshine, a little bit of a breeze, we do tend to have relatively lower humidity value. So you're looking at current temperatures now, what it feels like with what humidity there is factored in. This Alma reading is not correct, so I'm going to go ahead and take that out, but you're feeling like it's in the mid to upper 80s and actual temperatures in the low to mid 80s. So maybe 3 to 5 degrees warmer heat index today versus the actual air temperature. So with the high temperature this afternoon expected to reach the, let's say the low 90s, it may feel like more of the 93, 94, 95, 96 degree range, depending on exactly where you are this afternoon. I have your afternoon forecast loading up right now, and we're talking mostly dry conditions today. It's going to be warm out there, mostly sunny skies, a few clouds bubbling up, and maybe one or two get tall enough to produce a shower there, especially north and west of the city of Savannah later today. 20% chance of rain, Statesboro, Sylvania, 10% Hinesville, Jessup, city of Savannah, Hilton Head, Tybee, and definitely the story today and for the next few days is the warm temperatures and the return of plentiful sunshine. It was plenty sunny last week. Did have a little bit of rain around, but even more sunshine with a little bit less cloud cover in the first alert forecast. And going into next week, it's going to be a gradual process here today, tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, and into Sunday. High pressure is going to be in control, most in control, today, Friday, Saturday, and then kind of shifting out of here, weakening as moisture moves back in on our Sunday. So we do have a little bit of rain to track Sunday. We may have to raise rain chances just a little bit, but we're still thinking isolated to scattered. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday may be a little bit more scattered to numerous, but still hit or miss. Not everyone's going to see it at any one particular time, but this is kind of the rain risk right now, and we may have to bump up Sunday a little bit. So keep an eye on your picnic in the park forecast, primarily afternoon, early evening rain chance, hopefully further inland and away from Savannah by that time that everything kicks off, 3, 4 o'clock, and especially as we get later into the afternoon and the evening. But still something to keep a casual eye on, and we certainly will be updating the forecast, passing along any updates here in the WTOC weather app on TV and WTOC.com. All right, we're on Facebook. Maybe you're watching us there. If not, maybe Roku, Amazon Fire, any platform like that. If you have a question, comment, concern, you can go over to WTOC 11 on Twitter or WTOC TV, the Facebook page, and ask any questions you may have. Anna and Guyton, hello to you. Sherry's watching from Alma. You're very welcome for the update. Waving back at you, Joe. Hello, Tanya. Laura says, bring the fall weather. Tired of the heat. Me too, but I'm looking like we don't have any real fall weather on the, confidently forecastable horizon next 5 to 7 days. It's going to remain warm, or so maybe a front just after that, but we've seen that time and time again. Data suggests a cold front, then it backs away, cold front, then it backs away. We'll have to see. We just need a change up, something to really change up the pattern across North America in order to get our first significant cold front here. So we're hoping that eventually it will happen, but in the near term, the 7-day forecast, it looks pretty warm out there. Patricia, thank you for that. Thanks for watching. Lee says, when is it supposed to cool in Brunswick, Georgia? We don't have any crazy cool weather in the forecast for the next 7 to 10 days. Maybe a front mid to late next week, but nothing crazy. Going to remain largely pretty warm, probably at least a little bit above average there. Jason says, need some rain. Good for the garden. We certainly do, but no widespread rain where everyone gets it in the forecast. But our scattered downpours return maybe as early as Sunday, more so Monday, Tuesday, on into Wednesday. Laura, thank you for watching. Selena, thank you for watching. Anna says, we have been up in Charlotte all week. Feels so good up here. We'll try to bring some of the cool weather back home. Thank you so much, Anna. I certainly think that I would be appreciative if you could do that. If only you could just bottle it up and release it down here. Hello to you, Marilyn. The other thing we need to talk about, and this is kind of, all jiving together here. It's warm, it's humid, has us kind of thinking of summer. And we're also watching the tropics. Now, we have no discernible threat, nothing specific that I can say. Something's forming here and it's going here just yet. But we have a general area of storminess here in the central Atlantic. This is pretty common for this time of year. It's a gyre, and it's basically a monsoonal trough. Just a big old massive showers and thunderstorms. And sometimes this setup, if far enough north, can help induce an area of low pressure, which can then, form a depression, storm, and so on. So we have a pretty persistent shower and thunderstorm activity we have for the past few days over the central Caribbean, but it is dealing with a ton of wind shear right now. I mean, 30, 40 knots racing as I kind of draw this out for you out of the east to west. In fact, you can see that on the satellite here. Notice how the clouds, they bubble up and then they're all blown from left to right because of all the wind shear. So it's not going to develop in the near term, but something we will be watching here for the next few days. And that's why, so is the National Hurricane Center. They have gone ahead and said, hey, as this moves and kind of shifts northward in a gradually more favorable environment or an environment for tropical development, it has a low risk of becoming a tropical system by, let's say, next week. Technically a low risk within the next 5 days, but we're really watching next week, even into the work week. That's when we're going to be watching this, either extreme northwestern Caribbean or the southern Gulf of Mexico. Now, exactly what forms here, exactly where it goes, exactly to where I can give you like a specific forecast, we're just not to that point yet, and we're giving you such a long lead time, a heads up. All we want you to do right now is keep a casual watch on the tropics. Just casually watch it here through the next week or week and a half, through mid-October. That's the time, the 15th or so, trying to be as specific as possible to really keep an eye on this area. Elise says, darn, wish I can make it cold myself. You're very welcome for the update. Wish I could too. I'm craving the fall weather. Selena says, please do. Cami says, need rain in Sylvania badly. A lot of us do. We just got our drought update in from the official drought monitor, and there is an area of drought in our area, or in the WTOC viewing area, I should say. And those that aren't officially in drought conditions doesn't mean you're not dry. You can still use a little bit of rain, but we just don't have any soaking widespread rain in the forecast. Just your hit or miss scatter downpours that don't tend to offer great or significant relief as far as drought conditions are concerned. All right, so this is what we're watching in the tropics. For those just joining, it is an area of storminess that's moving north and west into the western Caribbean, the southern Gulf. Time to watch. It's late in the weekend, more so next work week. We can't tell you what forms or where it's going. Just know that something tropical could form in this area and could threaten the United States next week with something. Again, we don't know. We don't have the specifics just yet, but we are watching it for you. We just want to be as transparent as possible and pass along that information. Just to let you know, hey, we're not quite done with hurricane season, something that we will be watching. You should too, as well as we head deeper into next week. Let's head outside right now. We're going to talk back bring it back to today's forecast right now. Looking pretty good. WTOC, Spirit Halloween, Tybee Island Sky Cam. Notice all of the sunshine, just a couple little cumulus fair weather clouds bubbling up there right along the beaches. And as we bring back the picture to Safe Touch Security First Alert Live Radar, Low Country Coastal Empire, lunch plans, you are golden. Good to get outside, looking great for an outdoor lunch, even eating on the patio. It's warm. Yes, but it is dry. And temperatures at the moment, with all of this sunshine around, certainly warming up pretty quickly. We're in the 80s. Took a look at this a few moments ago. Going to bring in again. Alma is just that little plot I need to save over this. It is not 106 in Alma, in case you were wondering. They're having issues with their thermometer. And finally, save. There we go. So that's now out of the picture. As soon as it's replaced or fixed by the FAA or whoever monitors that sensor, we will, of course, add it back to the maps. But know that it's in the 80s now. And as we go through the afternoon, temperature is going to warm up, and we're going to have a nice afternoon, but it will be warm, partly cloudy, couple clouds bubbling up. The chance of rain is very isolated, but maybe a little thunder shower popping up this afternoon along our sea breeze north and west of Savannah, further inland, but no huge issues in the forecast. And before we toss you back to the weather app and toss you back to your late morning, early afternoon plans, I want to give you a peek of the 7-day forecast and know that today, tomorrow, Saturday, mostly dry and hot. There's our transition day Sunday, picnic in the park, highs in the upper 80s. So temperature-wise, it's not going to be cool. You're going to get away with short sleeves for sure. And rain-wise, isolated to widely scattered showers, maybe a couple thunderstorms roaming the area, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we're going to begin to lessen the rain chance 7, 8 p.m. I remember the Philharmonic kind of begins playing around 7, goes until around 9. So we're going to be watching for the potential of showers in the area, but we're not sold on rain at Forsyth Park just yet. I would keep it in the back of your mind. There could be a little bit of rain around, but not a washout or anything like that at the moment. We're just going to be dodging these couple of showers out there. The rain chance, though, does climb Monday, Tuesday into Wednesday. We're going to keep that forecast warm through Wednesday. Maybe a front in here mid to latter portions of next week, but that's pretty questionable at this point. But if you want to an even further peek ahead into the forecast, the forecastable future, if you will, the WTOC weather app is a pretty good resource. You can get the extended forecast there, and I'm going to bring it up right now. In the next 10 days, pretty stagnant weather pattern. Some of this depends on exactly what goes down in the Gulf of Mexico and the North and Western Caribbean. So as the app loads up, just keep in mind it's going to be pretty warm, pretty humid with occasional rain chances, more so early to middle portions of next week. And it's taken a while to load here, the application that is, but there we go. As we scroll down, notice how the forecast goes out to 10 days, and it does keep that thunderstorm chance in through the 12th, and then maybe drying out a little bit. And yes, next week we are a little bit cooler, but overnight lows remain fairly warm and conditions fairly muggy. So that's the 10-day outlook. Want to remind you that Chief Meteorologist Dave Turley is in the Weather Center. He's going to be fine-tuning the forecast. He'll have that for you coming up on the news at noon. Even if you are going out to lunch today, enjoying the sunshine, the warm temperatures, you can stream the newscast and Dave's forecast in the WTOC weather app. So go out, enjoy the sunshine, wear the sunscreen, stay hydrated, and enjoy your Thursday.